end of 2024, New Year's Eve here in northern Israel, and yeah, 2025 is right around the corner tomorrow. Well, starting at midnight tonight, right? Yeah. All right then. Have a bit of a nice view of some clouds here, and the stars shining bright. The star being the sun. And what is happening in the world of Bitcoin and crypto? Well, if you've been looking at the charts in recent days and hours, you'll have noticed that Bitcoin is basically doing what we said it was going to do yesterday during the Alpha Trading live stream. And what is that exactly? Well, Bitcoin is moving according to the VEPs very nicely. Literally during the live stream yesterday, we said look for that bounce up to that weekly level, which it did very nicely, and the monthly, and then that was a take profit area, which we called out very nicely. I said that in the Discord, folks, that's a take profit area. You can look at the volatility on like a 15-minute time frame. It was fully expanded across all lengths with the correlations all significantly positive, you know, since multiple candles. So that was basically scream take your profits. And then, you know, as expected, it popped up one little more level in the VRE and then came all the way back down to where the pump had started from at around 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time or something like that, about an hour before we started our stream. The move happened literally during, like right after our stream ended, around 7:30 or something like that, or my time. That would have sort of been like around, I guess, 12:30 Eastern time or something like that, 12:15, 12:30. Like, you know, the majority of the move happened in that time to the upside, and then like an hour and a half later, you know, after it had reached its zenith, it came all the way back down, walked along sideways, and has now repeated the move to the upside again today, at least the last I looked in it. And on the 4-hour basically went up pretty much to that same place. On the 15-minute, you could see it even more closely, went up through the same area that it was at in the 94K range or so. Is this a surprise? No, this is hardly a surprise. Literally, I mean, like we said, this was very probable. If it didn't make a move for the downside, that the pop would be the upside to those areas. Downside targets, we've got targets at 87K, at 85K. That was targets yesterday. If you look at it, you'll see where they shifted to on the VRE. You'll see that with the new weekly information that we had since yesterday or Sunday night, what the targets are, they're very much in line with what's been going on and what we've been saying is probably going to happen. And this is a reminder why you should not listen to YouTube Jimmy telling you, oh, yeah, you know, Bitcoin's going to go to 150K by the end of December. Well, folks, it's December 31st. Unless Bitcoin makes a more than 50% move right now, it ain't going to hit 150K by the end of December. And if you would have been trading according to the VEPs, you would have known as much, because we were telling you that the entire time. Look, like some of my favorite, you know, interesting content that people, you know, channels that talk about Bitcoin and the like, when they dabble in trying to tell you news about price predictions and things, I say favorite because, look, they talk very interesting things about Bitcoin and crypto. When it comes to prices and forecasts, they have no idea what they're talking about. And unfortunately, too often, they allow themselves to let the news get the better of them. And they get excited. And there's one channel in particular where, I mean, the guy covers the news very well, but he covers the price news, which look, it's a joke, okay? Price news is a joke. Don't listen to price news. Okay? And I don't want to say who it is. I've already said, if I tell you, it'll be too much information. It'll be TMI, so I don't want to give you the channel name. But he does a really great job of covering the news. He's got a couple different crypto and investment related channels. And even he said, like 2 weeks ago, because he was covering the financial news, he was like, yeah, all the analysts are saying that price is going to, Bitcoin will be at 150K by the end of the year. And there's no reason that it won't be. Well, here we are at the end of the year. Price is sub 100K again. Not that that's a bad thing, but that's what it is. All right, so for it to go up to 50K would be a 50% move. Is that likely to happen in the next 10 hours? No, it's not highly probable. Is it possible? Sure, anything is possible. Is it highly probable? No, that's really well outside the bands of distributed. That would be beyond 99.9999%. It might be like 99.9999999%. I don't know what, but it is extremely improbable that it will hit, let alone close, at or above 150K today. Maybe there'll be some crazy spike. Who knows? We'll see. I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I wouldn't miss the orange ball dropping or the champagne popping or the fireworks over the bridge or however you celebrate your Happy New Year, if you celebrate it at all. Happy orbit around the sun. Happy solar orbit day it'll be, I guess. Today's happy solar orbit eve. Tomorrow will be happy solar orbit day. Happy New Year. I wouldn't count on Bitcoin hitting 150K today, right? But notice that even as late as as recently as 2 weeks ago, this was all the news. Literally, they were saying, "Oh yeah, the second half of December, price is going to shoot through the moon." And I kept saying, "Look, the asset is in mean reversion on the daily time frame up to the 3012 RMLR, which at the time was around 120K, and is now like at 112, 113, 150, whatever the number is." Does that mean that it can't do some insane thing? No, it doesn't mean it can't do some insane thing. It just means the probabilities are not exceedingly high that it will. Right? The probabilities are it will stay within the 68.3 or the 95.5 or the 99.7% daily distribution bands for the day, right? As it does most days. Most days it typically stays within the 68.3, except when it has a significant move. I know this guy's... What? Anyway, so keep that in mind. The asset is moving along very nicely. Look at the low time frame VEPs. You'll see it for yourself. I don't have to make up this information. You can just see it on the VEPs time frames. You can see it on the lower time frames of the VEPs. It's all right there, plain as day. The VEPs is not a crystal ball. They are just highly relevant maths that are used by the bots that run the markets. So if you actually use those maths, then your probabilities are higher to actually be consistently profitable with your trades. That's really all there is to it. It's not magic, it's not a crystal ball, it's not some crazy thing you learn to do yourself, right? We're talking about after all, trading using the maths that run the markets, right? If that's not too complicated for you, well, guess what? That's fine. It's too complicated for most people who don't want to learn a new skill, don't want to learn to trade properly. If you like being a degen, losing money by taking signals from people who have no idea what the relevant maths of the market are, then by all means, do that. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. We are not going to give you signals at Alpha Trading. We are going to give you, if anything, we're going to give you information about how to trade, and that's it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. All right. Whatever. Yeah. This, bunch of these, bunch of these. Okay, like this, and maybe some red ones because some red ones and some white ones. Who doesn't like to make latkes on Hanukkah? What is that? That's potato pancakes. Potato pancakes for Hanukkah. That's the thing people do. A food tradition. There's a lot of oil involved because of Hanukkah. This is all about the oil. So I just take a bunch of potatoes. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day trading. And I'll catch you in the live stream over at alphatradinghq.com/Discord. We'll also be streaming on Rumble as usual today, starting at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. That's it for now. This is probably going to disconnect soon, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'll do another video soon about something. Cheers and happy trading.